Hello everybody, I am your Chief of Wrestling, Craig Anderson, and you're listening to Dirt Sheet Mania, episode 18. Hello everybody, welcome to Dirt Sheet Mania episode 18. As again, I am your Chief of Wrestling, Craig Anderson, and I am blessed and honoured to be alongside the Director of Creativity he creates so you can procrastinate, Kieran Smith. Hi Kieran.
Blessed.
Honoured. Honoured, blessed, a knighthood upon you, sir.
I wouldn't go that far.
No? Okay.
No. I mean, services to boredom and procrastination.
Yeah.
Possibly. Don't think I'll make the New Year's honours list, but,
No.
you know.
You're right.
I'm knackered, mate.
You look...
I'm beyond tired.
Last week, I put you over and said you look like really good and really well, and this week, you look like you've been dragged through a hedge backwards.
Yeah. Which is sometimes a good look, but not
well,
for me.
Depends who you speak to.
Yeah.
So, we're going to talk about Raw and Smackdown, as always.
Can we not talk about Raw, please?
Oh, I don't want to. Guys, I don't know. The general consensus this week is that Smackdown absolutely whooped Raw's backside.
Yeah.
Raw was terrible.
Yeah.
Like, really bad.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my notes, and... Oh, there's nothing really jumping out at me. Maybe the opening segment, maybe the closing segment.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think a lot of this, a lot of Raw, especially Raw, maybe a little bit of SmackDown as well.
Yeah,
but a lot of it is, can Money in the Bank hurry the hell up, please?
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Money in the Bank is now very much so it's become the big five.
Yeah,
and now we know that Money in the Bank will be a 4-hour pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Midnight in UK time till 4 a.m. with a 1 hour pre-show. That's obviously 11 p.m. till midnight.
Which will probably overrun as well. It will. I will put money on the fact that Money in the Bank will go on past 4 o'clock.
Going past 4 o'clock isn't necessarily an issue. Do you think we'll get to 4:30?
Possibly.
Like WrestleMania did?
Yeah.
And then obviously the big four, as it were, will be from midnight till 5.
Yeah.
That's SummerSlam, Survivor Series, WrestleMania, and the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. WrestleMania will probably be 12 till 7 in the morning.
I'm half expecting WrestleMania one day to be 12 hours.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I'm not even joking. So, yeah, we are very much in Money in the Bank season. We're very much ready for Money in the Bank. Everyone has been mentioned. Everyone we know who's in both Money in the Banks, except for a member of the New Day. All the matches have been made. Yep. I don't think there's anything else to be made. Is Buddy Murphy facing Cedric again, maybe for the Cruiserweight title on the pre-show?
I'm not too sure, but Leo Rush is now debuting on 205 Live.
Is he coming or is he here?
He's coming. He's coming soon. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like 205 Live's been gotten better in the last 3
years. It has. So. It's the Leo Rush. He's talented, very talented. You cannot question, but
he still could end up on NXT.
He made a few mistakes, didn't he?
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk Monday Night Raw.
Let's get into Raw. Let's crack through this, because the quicker we do this, the quicker we can get onto the good stuff. I can say I thought Raw opened all right. Elias in the ring again with one of his little songs.
Raw tends to open up all right most of the time, anyway.
It does. Because
they know you can fault a lot of the booking with WWE. You can fault a rubbish show, but usually they'll start off right. Usually,
you want to bring the people in.
Yeah.
You don't want to instantly reject them with a 20-minute promo, because they've never done that before, have they? So we get Elias. He's making a song because they're in Houston, and he's making a song about beating people up. You know, why not? He's a heel, but they love him. They still chant the "We Walk with Elias." What does it stand for? It doesn't matter what he says, they adore him.
Well, according to Vince McMahon, faces and heels doesn't matter so much anymore.
It doesn't.
And I agree with him to a degree, but on Monday Night Raw, you do have a lack of bona fide heels. They're all on SmackDown.
Miz,
Joe, Nakamura, you know,
Rusev?
Rusev,
kind of not, kind of not. Yeah.
But they're there and they're better, and they're more established.
Big Cass is a big heel now.
On the Raw side of things, you don't really have it.
No, Jack's the heel.
Is she?
She's not. But I was just testing your reaction.
Exactly. Right.
We'll get to Nia a little later.
But Elias could be a massive heel, but because
Jinder.
Yeah.
Jinder's about the heel thing as we get. Even Kevin Owens isn't.
Yeah.
You know, Sami Zayn. Yeah, it's kind of it's a noise.
But yeah, you know.
Is Sami Zayn a heel? One answer, yes or no?
To me, I still can't think he's a heel. No.
Oh, it's more than one word.
Yeah,
It's struggling.
I can't do one answers for that sort of thing.
Struggling. So Elias opens. Seth Rollins comes out. Doesn't particularly fond of Mr. Elias's music. He gets a chair. So we have Elias with the guitar, and we have Seth Rollins with a chair. Lovely standoff. Generally, a chair would win in this instance.
Remember when Hulk Hogan used the steel chair as a guitar? You know, when he's NWO.
He did. And you shoehorned your WCW reference.
Yeah, and WWE have recently filed a trademark for the NWO again.
They have.
They're coming back,
Merchant.
Craig.
It's for merch.
They're coming back, brother.
Hulk
Hogan's coming back.
Oh, well, he is, though.
And he's going to establish a new world order with Jinder Mahal as the ultimate heel.
Jesus.
Oh, no, it needs to be Roman Reigns, technically, don't it? Because Roman Reigns is the big... Yeah, so Roman Reigns will be the heel,
yeah. Boogie.
He'll go up against Seth Rollins, who will be the Sting of the Sting.
He's got long hair. Yeah. God, you thought about this.
Seth will come back with face paint on.
Talking of Jinder instantly jumps Seth and Elias and Jinder, who've become kind of allies in the last few weeks. Double team and beat the crap out of Seth until the big dog comes and gets his yard, boy. Comes and makes a save.
It's just a case of two heels because they're heels. They're together as a tag team.
Yeah, it's that. Is it lazy?
It's been the way for 40, 50, 60, 100 years or so, isn't it? So
I'm a heel, you're a heel. And I guess just because of the saving grace, and I don't even think it's done because it's just a nice happy accident that Seth and Roman are sort of still a part of a confused shield.
Have you seen the pictures of Dean Ambrose?
I have him.
Shaved head?
He has shaved his barnet. I couldn't really tell because he had a hat on.
Yeah.
But he couldn't see any hair.
Yeah.
So he shaved.
There's none of that floppy mess that he had before.
I liked it. It added to the lunatic.
But this could add to a more psychotic Dean Ambrose.
Well, if he comes back and beats up Roman, which I think would, even though it shouldn't do, would make the place go mental. I'm still very much looking forward to Dean's return.
Yeah.
I think we'll instantly see a spike in Raw's.
He needs to come back as a heel. Like I said, there's not enough heels.
Do you think he should pretend to be a face?
I think
he'll
get a big pop when he comes back, so I think they need to get that out of the way and then have him turn on Roman.
Don't do what they did with Seth. Yeah. Have him as a heel, big pop, still as a heel, basically go against the fans and be like, no, you're a heel. Oh, shit. Should we put him as a face? And then they had to struggle to get him over as a face again. Just straight back heel. Yeah. Okay, well, we're looking forward to that when he comes back because I desperately need Dean to come back. Kurt comes out. Kurt makes a tag team match. He's in a Teddy Long. And they have a tag match. Now, again, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins versus Jinder and Elias. And you're thinking Elias or Jinder need to win. They need to win. We cannot have another scenario where one of these guys from the Shield win. They have to get something over. And they did. Elias pinned Seth Rollins. And as a result, Kurt has now made 2 matches for Money in the Bank. Seth Rollins will defend his IC title against Elias. And maybe Elias wins. That would be amazing. Huge.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about this in the prediction show next week, but I don't think Elias wins. I think Seth will keep hold of that IC title for a good amount of time.
We need to keep in mind, because I've just said to you this off air, if Jinder... and Jinder will face Roman Reigns. Spoiler, Roman wins. Yeah, what the hell. The other thing...
that also got on main event. That Roman versus Jinder will be the last match of the night. Remember that.
If that's the last match, it'd be AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
No, it would be Roman versus Jinder. The fans of India against the fans of the big dog.
It's not even America.
For one mega main event. Coming to you live from the Chicago All-State Arena.
Well, the greatest Money in the Bank.
Greatest Money in the Bank. The winner gets a trophy and $1 billion Saudi Arabian dollars.
And a belt that you'll never see again. Yeah, okay. Point taken.
Sponsored by Gatorade. Get hyped.
Can we have the guy in the hat and the crown come up? Fuck's sake. We'll also see Roman versus Jinder. But like I said to you earlier, I thought Elias might have half a chance of beating Seth. But then I instantly remembered after you said no, he won't, that because Brock is never on Raw, that Seth has to win.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think they are putting Roman on the back burner a little bit more? They haven't really talked about him and Brock Lesnar recently.
Well, they surely. I mean, my answer is to look at how he's doing. you know, effectively, if I said to you, no, they're not, they're pushing him hard,
Yeah.
it's a lie. Like if I said that, and he's facing Jinder, which isn't, you know, he's a former WWE champion, former United States champion. So if you look at it like that, it's somewhat of a similar stance, really.
Yeah.
Really, like if you look at it like that,
Yeah, it's not like I say. He's probably one of the best heels on Raw. So
he's the best. He is the best heel on Raw.
Yeah, but it just adds to me at the moment.
I think Alexa Bliss might be a bigger heel, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
They've calmed down the talk of Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar.
Why do you think that is?
I don't.
Do we have long enough?
I think they're trying to position Braun.
They've changed their mind.
I think they've changed their mind.
Surely they should turn him.
There is another pay-per-view after Money in the Bank, which is Extreme Rules, and then it's SummerSlam. Right?
It's very easy to forget there is another pay-per-view.
Yeah, so Brock's not going to be appearing in Extreme Rules. I think that's confirmed. I think his next live TV will be around the SummerSlam running.
Get that title off of him. Braun wins Money in the Bank.
There's a lot of people, and we've said that there's potentially all 8 participants have a reason to win.
All of them
and
do.
We'll come up with a storyline and what they do with the briefcase.
Our prediction show is going to be about 3 days long because I'm never going to get to pick.
But I think we said from day one, Braun cashes in a legitimate match against Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. That seems to be I think my favourite one. I think.
If we're just very,
that
very
briefcase has to be legitimised because obviously Baron Corbin lost last year.
very quickly, and it would be a Raw guy
Yeah.
to win. I love the New Day one,
Yeah.
but we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that
one. I love the Miz one.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Miz getting his own back, getting his belt. You know, there's so many. You know what? Yeah. So
the briefcase would suit Kevin Owens down to a T.
oh, wouldn't it just the sneaky heel. So yeah, they will both face each other at Money in the Bank. Kurt Hawkins, he has lost 199 times, and he's facing.
His bitch ain't won. He's lost 199 times in his bitch.
Oh, his bitch ain't won. No, very good.
Oh.
Nice 90s reference.
Yeah.
James Harden, which I just thought was a standard. Today, hello, local wrestler from Houston. Your name will be blah, 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 whatever. But you think there's a hidden
So James
meaning.
Harden is a basketball player for the Houston Rockets.
He's a bouncy ball player.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. He's got a beard.
What's
He's
his
good player.
what's his nickname?
He's probably one of the beard. He's called the Beard. They call him the Beard.
Okay.
He's probably about top 5, definitely top 10 basketball players in the NBA. He's like,
Which means in the world. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, nice reference, doesn't it? Crossover reference.
yeah. He's no big Shaq, brother.
I'm sat here thinking, how can Kurt lose this match? Quite frankly, and you might be sat here thinking, guys, why are you both reviewing a match which is effectively pointless? Well, it does have some significance. Baron Corbin comes on down and beats up the Hardin lad and causes a disqualification. So Hawkins has lost 200 times. Later on, when Kurt calls him out on it, you tell them. What is Baron Corbin, Kieran?
So Baron Corbin's new title
What is it?
is the Constable.
Why?
It almost reminds me of the time when you try and change in the voice moniker to the teacher. And,
There was some more, but
that's horrible. The Constable might be a little bit worse.
it's terrible.
So basically, it's like the sheriff or the enforcer. This is what I think they're trying to get at.
It's like a modern day Arn Anderson
yeah.
or APA.
It's like to me. Why couldn't he just be the enforcer? The enforcer would. I know it's double A. I know that's Arn Anderson's thing, but
It's different though. Isn't
he
it?
could literally have a backstage segment with Arn Anderson and him just say, "Well, it's my time now." In Baron Corbin's stick,
be cool.
just literally towering over Arn, and Arn just going, "Look, I don't want nothing to do with this. And I'm a 60-year-old man. Leave me alone."
It's like back problems. And
There you go. That's it. Simple. Then you've just
yeah, but how is that getting him over, intimidating an old man?
It's Arn Anderson.
He's a heel. Well, he's Arn as well.
You do it to Ric Flair, you do it to Hogan, you do it to Kevin Nash, you do it to anyone.
Yeah, but
It's my time now.
So,
Yeah, that's what Corbin's stick is. He wants to prove that he's the best now.
do you know what this would have been great for? Like a legend killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in the old Randy Orton early days. Baron Corbin can be looked at 2 different ways now. One, he has something to do, something interesting, something different. He is effectively an assistant general manager. Another way of looking at it, it's another really shit episode of Freaky Friday where he and Stephanie McMahon have swapped bodies, and Stephanie's now there all the time. She's dressed as a 6'2" balding donut that isn't very good anymore. I'm looking at that second option.
Yeah.
Because he made Kurt his bitch on Raw.
I don't think he's...
Such an awful
I don't
thing.
think he's an assistant general manager. Let's say the enforcer name Monaco would be because he's the one he's enforcing the rules. He enforces
He's keeping Kurt in line.
Yeah.
Now, for me, and please feel free to have your say on this as well, but for me, this only works the other way around. With the heel GM and the babyface person keeping them in line. With the babyface...
Stone Cold Bischoff.
Perfect. Yeah. Perfect. That's the way it should be done. The way with Kurt being the babyface and basically being intimidated by Corbin.
Yeah.
Why would Kurt be intimidated by Baron Corbin?
Considering that Kurt's wrestled in matches, he's wrestled at Mania, he's wrestled at Survivor Series, the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yep.
Why should he be? Still an active participant. Again, like I was saying, the Arn Anderson one, Arn's not going to have anything to do with it.
No,
because he's an old man, he's not an active wrestler. Kurt is a semi-active wrestler.
That actually might not... So basically, later on as well, I mean, we'll talk about this now because it is relevant. Later on in the show, there's a 6-woman tag team match. It's the Riot Squad versus the team of Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, and... Ember Moon.
That's it.
There we go, Ember Moon. Yeah. And Alexa Bliss gets hurt. She pulls a hammy, or as I like to call it, she pulls a Kieran. Pulls a Kieran, bless you. Yeah, hammies are bad. And she swipes off to backstage. And Sasha's there. She wants a tag. No one's there. Bayley runs down, jumps on the apron. Big tag made. In she comes. Referee John Cone lets it roll. That's cool. 1 in, 1 out. No big deal. She hits the belly to belly. And 1, 2, 3. She wins. Bang. There we go. Very soon after, Corbin makes Kurt Angle go and tell them, you're disqualified, the Riot Squad won. He makes Kurt go and tell them. Yeah. If it was Stephanie, if Stephanie was there, actual Kurt's boss, the chief branding officer of WWE, Vince's daughter, Triple H's wife, if she was stood there and said, Kurt, go and change it, I was like, fire you. Different.
Stephanie would do it herself, though, wouldn't she not? I
think she'd make Kurt, well, maybe, but I think that's more, instead of Corbin going, go change that.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Even though Kurt can't beat Steph up, right? Obviously, it goes without saying, even though he did put the ankle lock on at WrestleMania, he can beat Corbin up, okay? So if Steph says it, he can be mad at Steph, but Steph could fire him, and Kurt doesn't want to be fired. So he can beat Corbin up. Does that mean Steph's going to come back and fire Kurt for beating up Corbin or not doing as Corbin says? Because for all intents and purposes, Corbin's in charge of Kurt now. That's how it feels.
We are getting Triple H versus Kurt, aren't we?
I don't really want that.
Do you not?
No. I don't think it'll be very...
Do you think most of the WWE universe would want to see that?
Probably.
Could you see a potential Kurt takes a couple of Raw guys to take over Brooklyn at NXT? Just a little feud that way?
Well, like Seth did?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It doesn't make sense when you've got a commissioner undermining your general manager that's right. It doesn't make sense to me. And why if it's the whole Daniel Bryan Miz thing? Why did they let that carry on when they thought that Daniel Bryan was never going to wrestle again? It doesn't make sense.
No, that match needed to happen about a year ago.
Yeah.
And now
there needs to be some comeuppance of Steph. If that's via Triple H, that's fine.
Guys, you might be confused why we're talking about this so much. Just because Raw was bad doesn't mean there wasn't a lot to talk about. Often when it's bad, we're confused, and we are very confused.
I'm glad that Corbin's got something to do.
Yeah, that's the positive.
He's faced No Way Jose the last couple of weeks, and again, he's probably higher than that in terms of the food chain, but still giving him something to do. I just wish they'd pull the trigger on him because I think he can be. I think he can be a WWE champion.
But there was reason he was Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
they clearly thought he's all right.
But then his attitude was apparently stunk backstage, didn't it?
Well, yeah,
stuff like that. So maybe this is him. They're starting to build him back up again.
Do you remember his original run in NXT?
Yeah.
Who was the guy? He had an undefeated streak. And so did somebody else.
Apollo Crews?
No. It was Bullfit.
Oh,
Bull Dempsey.
Bull Dempsey.
Yeah, remember him? Bullfit. Yeah, I know you loved Bullfit. Yeah, he's bullshit though, wasn't he? Really, he was terrible.
Yeah, he wasn't that bad.
Well, yeah, okay. He doesn't do it anymore. Like he came over here for a while. When's the last time you saw Bull Dempsey do anything?
I think I still follow him on Twitter.
Dude, bless you.
Because I loved the whole Bullfit thing.
It was great. He used to run around the ring. Yeah, so, I mean, if you look at Corbin's career, apart from Money in the Bank and a fleeting moment with the US title, he's just kind of gone. He's gone forward, but not.
I think you can say that about a lot of NXT call-ups. So
Dissension.
There's loads.
Authors of pain.
Sami Zayn.
Sammy, yeah, no, I'm with you there. Actually, it's a harsh one there, but I kind of agree with you. Natty versus Nia. Natty is Ronda's friend. There's a real moment backstage before this match, which I absolutely couldn't believe I was watching. Was Ronda teaching Natty something? It was like a punch and I was like, "Are you joking? Aren't you? This is mental." I'm really like, are they trying to put over that Natty is learning MMA of Ronda in that little?
I think so.
Skit?
But I think Natty does do that. She does roll around in an octagon. She has,
and then
with the rest of the Four Horsemen, she has done that.
And then vice versa.
And
Natty
vice versa,
taught the four of them, because they're all in the
Yeah.
PC now, how to do the graps.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're not going, if we were going into an MMA match, 100% makes sense, brilliant, fantastic. Cheers, Ronda. I need your help. We're going into a wrestling match, Kieran.
I can never remember the rules of wrestling or what sort of punch you're allowed to throw in wrestling.
Oh, don't. Okay, so do you want?
It's open-handed.
Do you want my?
I don't know.
It depends what the company is.
Yeah, exactly.
And WWE have changed
so many times.
Whether, but at the same time, and I've had this conversation with wrestlers and fellow referees. Have you ever, and I mean ever, seen a match stopped because of an open-handed punch?
I'm pretty sure there was a match in WCW once that got ruled over because there was a closed fist or something like that. It was so stupid.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Well, but I haven't.
Let's think about it from kayfabe sort of terms. If you can learn the fact how to throw a different punch from a woman who owned the MMA arena,
yeah, she was the boss. Yeah,
you know, throw it in a different way, or add a little pizzazz on it or something like that.
Pizzazz, baby.
Was it panache? That's the word.
Yeah,
but,
that's a pretty word.
There's things you can learn from both.
Okay, no.
She's a judo world champion. That's a submission style. It's a ground style. It's how to get your opponent. So you can learn stuff from her.
So Natty is facing the am I a heel, am I a face? I'm not sure. Let me ask my cousin The Rock on Twitter what I am, quite frankly. Nia Jax, who is still your Raw Women's champion. If we forget, she's the champion of Monday Night Raw still. And she definitely felt like a heel at the start, or should I say the bad person, whatever you want to refer it to. Then as the match went on, she was still a heel. She won the match, and then when she was hurt, Ronda came in. You think, oh, hello. Here we go. We're gonna, because we've seen them get into it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, right, here we go. We're gonna get a teaser. We're gonna get a good little tease. Ronda stood over Natty, back to Nia. I'm thinking, what a dick. She's gonna get slapped from behind. Nia didn't do a thing.
No.
She didn't. Ronda said, just back off. You've done enough. Leave it alone. And then backstage, again, Natty's in the middle on crutches now. It was quick. Hobbling around.
Ronda's touching Natty's leg.
Is she?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw it. It just looked very weird. So
strange.
Touch your leg.
I want you to touch her leg, damn it. Make it look real. In comes Nia from the side. And apart from going after Alexa, Nia doing like a big beatdown backstage. I don't know. As this stage of her career, I couldn't have seen it. And she didn't.
We've moaned the last couple of weeks now. She's suddenly turned from a face to a heel. Now
quite aggressively, though.
Yeah, and this week she's sort of gone back to being a considerate, caring person. Now, I understand that you can still care about someone if you're a despicable, dirty heel, right?
Bailey and Sasha's kind of an example, I think.
Yeah. I can't
doing anything. There was more of doing anything to win.
Yeah.
Especially like at Elimination Chamber.
But you can still care about your friend, right? So this is ultimately what it is. But I'm not being funny. If you're looking to win by any means necessary, would you not take out Ronda if she's got your back? If she's got her back to you?
In the ring, I was surprised. Yeah. I think maybe we've been conditioned to think that they're going to beat someone up. So for Nia not to beat up Ronda there was a surprise. But like I said, I think we've been conditioned as fans to think type A, type B, that's going to happen next. Backstage, even when Natty hobbled off after going, you guys have done enough, and Nia's like, well, you're my friend, and just because I had to wrestle you doesn't mean you're not my friend. Becky and Charlotte wrestled each other on SmackDown. Example of that. But they were, then they stood next to each other, Nia and Ronda. Nothing happened. Why? Well, don't put, because now I'm thinking, okay, now they respect each other, which we know about, because Nia challenged Ronda to the match. You still don't think it's going to happen, do you? Have you changed your mind?
I don't know. I was, when this first got announced, I was excited for it. I didn't get it, but I was excited for it.
Yeah, same.
Now I'm starting to lose my excitement for it. But is that because Money in the Bank's been waiting for Money in the Bank since Backlash?
6 weeks?
Yes.
It's like a WrestleMania build.
Yeah, it's 6 weeks in between.
Now, when we originally got told it's going to be qualifying matches and things like that, I thought, great, we're going to literally be qualifying people up to the Raw and the Smackdown before. I thought, good, that's fine. We're going to be interested for the next 5.5 weeks. Whatever. Fine. We are 2 weeks away, and I'm bored as hell.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, at the start of the show.
Because they've already booked the show too fast. They should have left us with 2 or 3 spots free, and then on the last moment of Raw and the last moment of SmackDown, filled the last spots. Made it feel like a last chance. Oh my God, I've got it. I'm going to Money in the Bank Sunday. Get in. But they want to promote. Yeah. There's storytelling and then there's promoting, and they've picked the promoting over the storytelling. It's a shame, but you know, like we said, we're desperate for Money in the Bank now because we know what we're going to get. Oh,
yep,
gets bad now.
Yep.
Okay, so the B team, they had a Money in the Bank. They had a Money in the Bank. They had a battle royale to determine the number 1 contender for the tag team titles. They won. Almost wasn't the actual story of this match, though, was it?
So this tag team battle royal was if one person gets eliminated, the whole team is eliminated, so the other person has to leave the ring.
You say,
right?
Yeah.
Smackdown, a couple of months ago, I'm pretty sure they had another tag team battle royal.
Yep.
And if one got eliminated, the other one could carry on.
Was that when Zack Ryder got injured?
That was definitely one, but I'm sure they had another one after that.
By the way, we're going back like 8 months prior WrestleMania.
No, it was a lot longer. It was
like a year and a half ago.
But
that's an example. Yeah. That's an example.
So I didn't get if one was eliminated, but maybe they'd done that just purely because of the Dolph and Drew McIntyre.
They didn't want to get Drew eliminated, did they?
No.
He killed a lot of people after he got...
Makes sense in terms of that's obviously probably why they've done it. But
the Claymore Click and Zigzag is still such a sweet... the way that their timing is superb.
Yeah.
Superb. The B team were the last team in there with Slater and Rhino, and I actually did like the way that Slater and Rhino were eliminated. Rhino was on the apron. Slater had, I think, Curtis on his shoulder, and as he turned, he knocked Rhino off the apron behind him, and he didn't realise.
It was a fortuitous win.
It's bloody lucky.
It was.
That's what I've got here.
You look at the tag teams in that match, and you see the difference.
The Revival.
The difference in the tag teams on Raw to the tag teams on SmackDown.
The Revival, Breezango, the B team,
Slater and Rhino, Dolph and McIntyre.
Not really a team, but sort of a team.
And where the hell are the Authors of Pain?
Where are the Authors of Pain? Can we, Kieran, promise me this, like legitimately, if whoever creates time travel first between the two of us, we're gonna go back like a year, and we're gonna tell Triple H, don't call the Authors of Pain up.
We can go back about 25 times about don't let this person get called up. Don't let this person.
Don't let the Ascension get called up.
Or we can go back about 10 years and kill off Vince McMahon.
Fucking hell. Okay, fine. You can do that on your own, that one. But then if we go forward in time, we'll then be caught.
Potentially.
You morbid man. That's how bad.
Maybe when his limo blows up, he actually did die.
Jesus.
That's the scare of what waiting one. Well, we love you, Vince. We love you.
We do love you.
I love your big grapefruits.
Kieran, it gets worse. So
quickly on the B team, like I said, I called a number of months ago that they need to establish teams on Raw.
They do, and they are trying to.
They're doing it. And they're doing it with the B team, especially after splitting them from the Miz. They're doing it, and it's a bit laughy, jokey. And
they're gonna win though.
You do need no.
They are. They're gonna win.
You do need sort of some sort of comedy aspect to a 3-hour show, and this is it at the moment in my eyes. But I'm enjoying it.
I'm looking forward to seeing Bray versus Bo. But have they done this yet?
I don't know. It's the type of thing that you probably want to see in a
house show,
Raw Rumble match. Them two just facing like Cody and Goldust.
Yeah, but they're acknowledged on-screen brothers. These two aren't.
Yeah.
So different. But again, looking forward to it. Oh, Bobby Lashley's in the ring.
Yep.
Oh. Bobby got dressed in the dark, Kieran. pitch black. Apparently, Bobby's.
I can get dressed in the dark and still look better than Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley. So
And
if
he's got muscles growing out of muscles.
If you've not seen Raw, or if you've not seen the segment or what Bobby Lashley was wearing, I want you to go on the internet and look at a picture of Mr. Lashley.
Craig will describe what Bobby Lashley was wearing. He's wearing his finest Primark.
Bobby Lashley was was wearing Primark. Bobby Lashley's come out. He's got Just in the Dark, 100%. He has on I can't remember what shoes were. I mean, black shoes. He had bright blue jeans on. Okay.
From Top Man.
He's modelling these $13.99 jeans. Very smart. Okay, they were fine. Nothing wrong with the blue jeans. Nothing wrong with the shoes.
Were they as tight as Batista's?
No.
Right.
He couldn't even do the powerbomb Batista, could he? He had an orangey mango top on. Like...
It was very tight.
It was very tight. So then you think, okay, maybe he's got like a dark jacket on. Or a blue jacket to kind of loudly but complement the trousers. No, he has a white cream jacket on. Again, very strange, very odd, doesn't make any sense. And then you think, okay, he'll have his flat cap on because, you know, that's kind of what one of the reasons that, even though jokingly Sami Zayn had a pop at him, he didn't even have that on.
He's got to have some sort of headgear on, hasn't he?
He had.
He's like generic WWE creator superstar on a WWE 2K game.
It's where you don't know what to put him on, and you think, oh, I like that colour. He looks a bit daft. I'll make him wear them. He had a cap on, which was black and white. So he's got black and white, pink, cream, blue. Oh, he looks so bad. And then he took the jacket off halfway through his promo. And then Sammy wanders around the ring like a lost child looking for his parents, yelling into a microphone. This was crap, mate. This was so bad. This whole feud is terrible.
Yeah, I agree. They got a match. The match will be better than the whole feud, no doubt about that. I think they'll have a good little match between the two of them, two different styles. But what I will say is that Sammy
has to win.
Sammy's trying. Like
he's passionate.
Yeah, and that's the thing is. Like, I'm not saying that you'll see a difference in what Sammy's Zayn, how he delivers all this stuff and how it delivers the promos, delivers what he says. But at least he's trying to get it over. He's trying, and I just don't think people are interested.
I've just thought of a thought. Could you imagine if this storyline was going on and we didn't have a brand split? Could you imagine?
Yeah.
And they were putting this on.
Yeah.
I think we'd all stop watching, wouldn't we?
Yeah. But that was just the state of Raw. It just wasn't any good.
I think we're not going to talk about the length of Raw being an issue, but it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, but there's times where Raw is better than SmackDown, even
true
because it has the 3 hours.
Pre-WrestleMania was great.
We'll talk about SmackDown, but SmackDown almost flowed so well this week.
It was rapid, wasn't it?
But could they have done with an extra half hour? I probably would have said so to get something else.
Always leave them wanting more, Kieran. But yeah, no, I agree. We're going to move on. Kevin Owens and Finn Balor main evented Raw. Okay, cool, man. You know, the other two guys from the Raw side of Money in the Bank after Braun and Bobby faced each other earlier. Did we even talk about Braun and Bobby, actually?
I don't think we did.
No, we didn't. I mean, okay, there we go. Braun and Bobby face each other. They've just gone, right, okay, you two are in the Money in the Bank, and you two are face each other, and that's pretty much what they've done. Who did Braun face last week?
But next week they've got Fatal 4-Ways.
They do, because we're the week before.
Because WWE.
I can see, and on SmackDown, isn't Paige, I mean, we're talking about SmackDown now, because why not? Isn't Paige getting the women together to have a chat with them?
Yes, I believe so.
Which is different.
Yeah.
She wants one of them to win. She's getting them riled up.
It's called a Money in the Bank Summit, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I like that.
We're also led to believe that the person who wins the person who takes the briefcase takes it back to their brand, who can only challenge their champion.
Yeah, that's crap.
We're led to believe.
Yeah, so, we are, but
yeah. Carmella's was definitely always that because it was on a SmackDown branded pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
But now, as it's co-branded, that obviously opens it up, I think so. But anyway, yeah, so Braun, Bobby, throwing these two in a match. Again, for me...
Speechless, Kieran. Yeah, speechless.
It is like... They're making Braun look good, as always.
Yeah, but you're not going to do that against Bobby. Poor Bobby.
But the thing is, like, okay, so the main spot of this match was Braun breaking the ladder down with his bare hands, right? That's cool. That's cool. Braun. That's
great spot.
Strowman's shtick. But having Bobby Roode, an experienced wrestler of 20 plus years, fall flat on his arse, running around the ring, tripping over his steel steps.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
Just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. And the other two guys that we said, Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor in the main event. They had a little moment before this where the Big Show, who returned, hadn't seen him for a while, looked in good shape, definitely looked older. Like, he needs these times off. I can see him still wrestling here and there, to be fair. He was there with the Special Olympics, the Team Texas, because they're in Houston tonight. Obviously, one of the major cities of Texas. And Finn Balor come out and did his entrance. And they all kind of did it together, which is obviously really cool for the participants of the Special Olympics. Bit odd seeing Big Show do Finn Balor's entrance.
Yeah.
Slightly peculiar. But again, the point of the whole thing there is cool. And it's very interesting how WWE are positioning Finn Balor. Whether, I don't know, maybe Finn Balor's gone to them and said, I'd like to do this, which if he has, then it wouldn't surprise me because he's a kind of cool dude like that. But any sort of niche minority that WWE are looking to help and to support, like the LGBT and like the Special Olympics, they're positioning Finn Balor as almost like that spokesperson, which is really cool because he is, this happy, smiling, good-looking baby face who's kind of perfect for to be that kind of role model. I think that's interesting.
I think so. Every Titus O'Neil, he's good with the kids.
Do with dads, he does a lot of things with dads, and
so everyone's got their own thing, and they which is good.
But it's somebody that clearly Finn is someone that WWE can trust.
Yeah,
and this isn't in a wrestling term. This is in an office type of thing. Who's somebody we can trust that's on the main roster?
Yeah, Finn's not like a fanboy, and he's not going out like for lack of a better comparison. You would never let Enzo Amore do that. You'd never let someone.
Could you imagine?
Dolph Ziggler, to a degree, I'd say Dolph Ziggler of 5-10 years ago, where he was out partying, doing all that sort of stuff.
Sure. At least we're led to believe.
Yeah. But Finn is obviously he's down to earth.
He
gets
is.
it.
He's the Paul Scholes of WWE.
Quietly just goes around his business.
Yeah, 100%.
Nailing Kathy Kelly on the side.
Fucking hell.
What a lucky man. And
I can't believe you said that out loud. Oh, that's great. No, I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Him versus Kevin Owens in the main event.
Yeah.
It was all right. I mean, again, these two know that there's bigger fish coming up and there's bigger matches coming up. You're not going to completely do balls out on a Raw, but when you got Money in the Bank coming out, the main event of Raw ended via disqualification because Kevin Owens wouldn't stop beating up Finn. So okay, fine, it is what it is. I think the big point though is what they were trying to go for is Finn doing a massive coup de grace off the 3/4 of the ladder onto Kevin Owens on the floor, and he went up and climbed the ladder and posed with the Money in the Bank briefcase to finish Raw. Foreshadowing or just teasing?
Joe done it last week on Smackdown, though, didn't he?
He did. He did.
I think you'll see this happen again next week.
Did New Day do it?
Maybe with Strowman. Or do you keep Strowman away from it? I don't know. Can we just get to Money in the Bank?
Maybe there's a theory of whoever gets it isn't going to win it. The person that actually wins it will win it.
Let's just get to Money in the Bank, Craig.
That was Raw. I'm giving that a 3 out of 10.
I can't be bothered to rate it because they obviously can't be bothered to give me a good show.
They booked the Money in the Bank far too early. But hey, that was Raw. SmackDown is next. We both really enjoyed SmackDown. I certainly did. Did you?
I did.
So here we go. Kieran and myself are going to review this week's SmackDown Live. This week on SmackDown was, I think, if I'm giving Raw a 3 out of 10, I think SmackDown's probably about a 6, maybe even a 7. I really enjoyed it. The main event was good.
I'd probably give it 7 running on 8, Craig.
Oh, really?
No, that's not much.
No.
Difference, but it wasn't like the best show ever.
No.
The thing is, what you want from a British wrestling fan's perspective when you're watching it live, you want a show that flows. You want to go from an ad break
with ad breaks at 2 a.m. Yeah,
you want to be able to say, "Oh, do you not want to stay up after this ad break?" And at every point during SmackDown last night, I was like, I'm not going to fall asleep during this ad break. I want to see what happens next.
On the absolute top of SmackDown, we were told pretty much everything that's going to happen. We were teased. We were told there's going to be a contract signing between AJ and Nakamura. We're told there's going to be a 6-man tag in your main event. We're told there's going to be an intergender tag in somewhere through the show as well. There's even going to be a couple of singles matches.
They announced this quite early on from last week, I believe. So it looks like this now this could be the difference. Now I don't know. Raw could have been heavily changed last minute.
We
right?
don't know.
We don't know, but that's what it almost felt like. This SmackDown's obviously been in the can for a good 6-7 days, maybe even 10 days.
And it just didn't get changed.
And it didn't get changed. Maybe there's a difference in why that is.
I guess for a longer show and a shorter show, if the shorter show has to be changed, you don't lose too much. Yeah. But if a longer show gets changed, maybe a main storyline from Raw got changed. We don't know.
This week's SmackDown very much reminded me of a weekly NXT show.
Yeah, no, I'm with that.
Because in NXT, they can still find a way to fit 8 or 9 things in.
NXT, while we're going off topic again, because we do this, NXT can be an hour long, sometimes only 50 minutes long, depending, and you can easily fit about 5 storylines. Yeah. You can have a quick backstage thing when they've got the phones and the things backstage. Dakota Kai's done that a few times. You have another moment where you have just like the Undisputed Era just talking to the camera. No one else, no Kathy Kelly, no anybody else, just talking to the microphone, just talking to the camera, saying, "Oh, we're going to take on Pete Dunne and whoever." Then you could have another bit where you have a video package that Maranello and Percy Watson tease up, go, and next week we're going to see Andrade Cien Almas. I know he's not there anymore, but versus Roderick Strong, so they tease that up. Okay, here's another one. Then we're back for our match. Here's Heavy Machinery, and it's just like bang. Oh, there's another one, bang, and then there's a plug for merch, and then there's a plug.
So SmackDown this week did very much feel like that way. That they packed it all in. They found a way that all made sense. They didn't overly. They timed it well. They didn't overly give too much time to a specific segment.
Nothing overstayed its welcome.
Probably the main event was probably the longest part of the night, but that's the main
bloody
event.
Good though.
It should be. It was a great main event.
It was a very good main event. It's not the first time in 2 weeks in a row, New Day have had blinding 6-man tags, and that is not a coincidence. Because how often do they actually get to do 6-man tags? It's normally 2 of them.
It was usually when Raw and SmackDown weren't separate shows, and it was always on SmackDown that they had 6-man tags.
Well, probably which nobody used to watch. I mean, for one, definitely really didn't watch SmackDown when it was was only one show. So straight off the bat, we know what's going to happen. Carmella will face Asuka at Money in the Bank. We know that. Carmella is in the ring. She likes doing the old teasing up the old vignettes, doesn't she? She likes doing that.
First of 3 women's segments in this show.
Oh yes, you yes. There's only 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there is actually. Yeah. It's basically half the show.
Yeah, you could say.
And this is a long segment.
Yeah.
If you when you order it down.
Again, for the opening segment of the show, it is.
It was a promo into multiple characters being introduced. Asuka interrupts Carmella. And you think, okay, what's going to happen here? And then very quickly, and slightly surprisingly, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville come down. And then Paige comes down. It's like, okay, here we go.
Quickly on Mandy Rose's entrance. It's very, very gold and it's very, very bright.
Do you remember Baron?
We had to get to the point where I thought about turning the brightness down on my TV. I was like, I forgot how bright this gold is.
You please tell me you haven't forgotten the original Baron Corbin entrance, which personally I thought was going to blind me one day. Yeah. That was bright. Do you think this is brighter?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It might be because Mandy was wearing white today as well. Or last night she was wearing white.
You make it sound like she was in the room with you, Kieran.
Well, yes.
Last night me and Mandy went out for dinner.
A lot of men have dreamed about that, including Corey Graves every minute of every day.
Oh my god, he never lost her. He went from Raw to SmackDown, and she just never. He's very happy, and from NXT.
Corey Graves must sit there and dream about Eva Marie and Mandy Rose together.
He must. Well,
in some sordid non-PG rated movie.
If Jerry the King Lawler was still on WWE television,
he'd go nuts.
He'd lose his marbles.
He'd have a heart attack at the commentary table.
Asuka is given the option by General Manager Paige, who, by the way, is doing a sterling job. Should we say she's transitioned wonderfully, considering she found out about that on the day.
Yeah.
Into General Manager mode. And she gave Asuka the pick of Sonda. That's Mandy and Sonya's new name, Sonda. And Asuka went, I want both. She had both, and she killed the crap out of both of them.
Yeah.
She won. Yeah. She's not surprising. I don't know how you felt about this,
Well, I mean, it all made sense to me.
she was going to lose, was she?
So they had the video package of Asuka and a dominating 937-day undefeated streak.
Mm-hmm.
Then Carmella done the real Asuka of the last couple of weeks where she's lost matches and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it made sense for Asuka to beat both of them, like, because she has to prove that she can beat them. She's in a championship match. She needs to win. She can't go into a championship match losing.
Wrestling is extremely short-term memory sort of world. Even though Asuka is one of the most dominating women in NXT, well, in NXT history, she's the most dominating woman in NXT history. She's not won a belt yet on Raw or SmackDown,
No.
so she needs. I mean, she doesn't need. She doesn't like desperately need to, but you know, spoiler, she's gonna win.
You think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've gone backwards and forwards with this, but I think I'm there.
I think we've talked about before that one person needs to probably use that briefcase at the men and women to use it at the show. So
You've convinced yourself of that. I haven't quite convinced myself of that.
But I still think Charlotte's probably favourite for Money in the Bank. Charlotte cashing on Carmella makes sense.
I mean,
Charlotte cashing on Asuka would be very. Ooh, yeah. Right, okay.
maybe we need her Charlotte.
Yeah.
But again, we'll get to that later on. So yeah, she beats them both, and then Carmella gets a jump on her. Let's have it. Let's see what goes down. Carmella probably doesn't afford to lose, but like I said, I think she will lose. But we'll see when we get there. Next matchup made me quite. I think I supported the semi when I saw this match graphic. Carl Anderson versus Luke Harper. I would love these two to be given 20 minutes. Do you know what I mean? I just think these two know their way around the ring better than probably a lot of people on the SmackDown roster. Again, because they're in a tag team, they're never really obviously going to be given singles matches too much. But Carl Anderson, the Machine Gun Carl Anderson on the Independents, pre-Bullet Club was obviously a singles competitor, even during the Bullet Club. And Luke Harper, who's had a small little documentary on the YouTube channel, who used to be called Brody Lee, massive in CZW, singles competitor, again, great wrestler. You know, between their tag teams, these two are the better two singles wrestlers.
Yes.
And I would love to see these two go for 15, 20 minutes.
I know this is going to sound weird because Luke Harper, Harper is he just Harper? It's just Harper.
Oh, okay.
He is obviously a big guy, but Rowan and Gallows are definitely the big men.
Yeah.
The way their agility is not as good as the other two.
No, but really, Harper is a big dude.
Yeah,
but he's like it's like Braun Strowman, big dude, but flipping mobile. But again, good match. I'd love to have them as a long match. Anderson wins, which in a singles match with a tag team title match coming up on the line, it doesn't mean too much, but it's just nice to see Anderson and Gallows win a match.
Yeah, that's
or Anderson to win a match.
They needed to win a match more than the Bludgeon Brothers needed to win this match, because the Bludgeon Brothers would probably retain. Yeah, I'm with you there. Yeah. Naomi and Jimmy facing the team of England English and Lana. It was a very good match, and I very much enjoyed this. Naomi and Jimmy coming up with the big W in this one. If you're wondering why we haven't really talked about this much, please go and check out our ramble this week, because we talk about intergender wrestling at length. Okay, so please go and check out our ramble. Contract signing AJ Nakamura. Different, good, interesting. Kieran? Kids, can I borrow your pen, please? Yes. Talk us through it. So I enjoyed this. We always sit there and we say with like contract signings and things like that it's the same old format. The two people in the ring. Table gets flipped. Punches get thrown. Chairs get used. Table gets you get put through the table. You can't have a contract signing without a brawl. Yeah, like you can't. Right. This technically wasn't a brawl, but there was action. Right. It was backstage. Paige is sitting there talking to the camera, which is unheard of most of the time. You don't really see it much. No. And she's sitting there, and I was wondering, what's she introducing it? And then it was like contract. So I was like, oh, wow. Well, it started as a tight shot of Paige, and then it kind of panned out. Yeah. And then to the right, you had Nakamura. To the left, you had AJ. Yeah. By the way, nice of AJ to dress up. Yeah. I mean, come on, mate. I mean, Nakamura's there. AJ's not the best dresser. I mean, Nakamura's there in a very smart black suit, black shirt, black tie. Heel. Living the gimmick. And AJ's there in his own t-shirt and jeans. Got to sell a match today, brother. Well, yeah, right. Too sweet. So Dean Malenko was there and Adam Pearce. Right? He was, yes. So this great little addition, just have them two agents, just sitting there, part of the thing, obviously just to diffuse any situation. But yeah, so Shinsuke's just sitting there without a care in the world.
So calm.
So calm, and it was good. And he's you know the thing. He's trying to get into AJ's head, and he's in AJ's head.
He's set up base camp in AJ's head.
And him throwing the 2 pens away again. It was comedy, but
was it?
Well, I think it was. But it's not. I wasn't sitting there laughing my arse off, but I was like,
it was quite tense, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like
Nakamura. Nakamura was taking the piss basically.
Yeah, and that's what he's doing. But he's getting in his head because he looks like he doesn't care. He's like.
And then who's the bad? Who is made to look like the bad guy coming out of it?
Well, it'd be AJ because AJ looks like he snapped. And
he slapped Nakamura.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen. There's a video out there of AJ slapping Shinsuke repeatedly.
Really?
Just like slap.
Twitter?
Slap. Yeah, it'll be somewhere. I'll see one get it for you after. But it was quite funny. And then obviously Shinsuke pulls his pen out of his own pocket and signs contract.
So smooth.
And he just last man standing.
I think again we've gone WrestleMania, Greatest Royal Rumble, Backlash,
Random Smackdown.
I've said AJ. Nakamura's won 1. AJ's technically only won 1. The other 2 have been draws. I have said, it's not on the SmackDown because obviously we don't sort of preview them, but I have said in the others that Nakamura will win. I am sticking my horse on him again. I'm going to say Nakamura win again.
We'll get to that. Through predictions, but for me, last man standing matches
babyface
tend to have the babyface win it, so that's why I think AJ wins it.
No. There's one side note from this, and it's not actually to do with this match. It's more of the stipulation. Do you think that the NXT match between Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa would have benefited from being a last man standing match?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Street fights are just street. The street fight is a match of many names.
In a backstage brawl, falls count anywhere, no DQ, no holds barred.
Last man standing would make much more
non-sanctioned
sense.
match. It's the same sort of thing.
I would have preferred seeing. I think I said an Iron Man match. I've said Helen. Iron Man match doesn't go into Shinsuke's character. Why would Shinsuke?
Oh, for this match, yeah.
But from a fan's point of view, you'd love to see an Iron Man match.
I would agree. Even half an hour. It doesn't need to be an hour.
Yeah. You will never ever get a 1 hour Iron Man match ever again.
One man.
You'll never get an hour Iron match ever again.
Do you know? No.
Too much talent on a show. Unless there's a mass injury crisis where everyone's out with the flu again, like was it not Survivor Series? What was that pay-per-view was when the Shield didn't reform?
Okay. Did Joe get hurt?
Yeah. But you won't ever see a 1 hour Iron Man match.
No. Okay. So Big Cass, he was on SmackDown as well. He did something a bit different as well, didn't he? With Renee Young backstage. I've written down it because I know I've spoken to you about this before. Very WCW or 92, 93 WWE.
Yeah. So Big Cass was in front of the live crowd on a stage, a slightly risen stage, just above the fans to make him again look larger than life.
Mm-hmm.
With Renee Young interviewing him. I like this. Having the crowd as a backdrop is good because you get the live reactions of the crowd as well. The focus is still on you, but you're not doing it in the ring. You're not doing it on the stage. You're doing it just off the stage in front of the crowd. Now, it reminds me of, if you watch Nitro from 96, 97, 98, they always introduced Nitro with Tony Schiavone, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Mike Tenay, whoever else was there. Maybe Larry Zbyszko was there a few times, even Eric Bischoff. And they'd introduce it, but they'd have the crowd behind them. Mm-hmm. And it always looked good. It always just looked good. It felt like you were there as part of a 15,000, 20,000 sellout arena. Mm-hmm. And they've done this with Cass. So he's doing his interview, and at one point he sends Renee Young away. Right,
he does,
which seems to be
not needed.
Yeah. The thing from this point I then didn't like was that Cass never looked into the camera during this whole segment. Now I'm of the opinion that if you're having an interview with like me and you are sitting across each other now, so I'm talking to you, you're talking to me, right? That's fine.
And if this was backstage and he sent Renee away or the interview away, he would have looked into the camera, wouldn't he?
Yeah. He was addressing Daniel Bryan, so at that point he should be addressing to the camera. Now, I get why WWE, there's not many times you address to the camera, right? Mm-hmm. The only time you really do it is like saying you send someone away and you've got a direct message to someone, or it's on the hard cam when you're in the ring, right? Because you're looking to the fans at home. He could have looked down the camera at this point and said exactly everything he needed to say, and it would have come across 10 times better.
Did this go on a bit too long?
Yes, I think so.
Just a smidge.
And Daniel Bryan didn't get a retort.
No, not on television.
Not
he
on
didn't.
television. He got it on YouTube, and if you haven't heard it, listen to it. It's good.
It's rather yummy. Yeah. So slightly, but again, a little bit different. SmackDown. 2 things on SmackDown that are different to what the norm.
But that's what
we say.
SmackDown needs to do. It needs to differentiate.
6-sided ring.
No.
But
especially with them moving to Fox next year.
Yeah, big move.
They maybe do need to differentiate it a little bit to just make it look different. I know it's easy to say Raw's red, SmackDown's blue.
Yes,
the format of the show maybe needs to change a little bit.
Bring back the fist.
Yeah.
Bring back the fist. Nice. Charlotte versus Becky. They're mates, obviously. They know each other inside out. I like the story of this match because for me, in the first 2-3 minutes of this match, I think we saw different moves by each female. There was a couple of things. Becky's not that. I've never seen Becky do that. I've never seen Charlotte do that. So go back and watch that if you're not sure what we're on about.
Yeah, they obviously know each other so well, so maybe they thought they needed to bring out the offense that they never usually do. From a kayfabe sort of point of view,
it's clever.
That's what you do, isn't it? You know Charlotte's going to know all your moves, and Becky's going to feel, know the same about Charlotte. So it makes sense.
Yeah, no. Again, different moves, good stuff. They had a little. We'd call it a tea suite or 2 suite, but it was like a tea suite or like a clinking of the cups, which was it's quite funny. No, I'm not sure how much I like Charlotte being too smiley, because I like her being quite of a little bit of a bitch. I like her being more of a serious face.
Like the Queen, again, that she's above you all.
Yeah, like when she faced Asuka.
That's a heel character in it.
Yeah, but when she was facing Asuka, she was a face. But she was like, I am better than you, Asuka. I am the best. Like, that flair, confidence. Like, it doesn't have to be a heel, but just that confidence. Maybe she didn't have this
confidence because it is against one of her friends. Asuka was never a friend, like a close friend.
No, very true. What I did like about this match was that it was, for me, one of Becky's better matches in a while. And that might come round something about Asuka, about Charlotte just being a bloody good wrestler.
Yeah,
and that she can bring the best out of people.
But this is I can't remember who we said about it on Raw, but it might have been Anderson and Harper. Like Becky,
on SmackDown, yeah.
Becky needed to win this match more than Charlotte needed to win it.
Desperately. I mean, the fact that Becky won does give us some momentum going into Money in the Bank.
This now, there's just a little tweet that I saw. This now makes Charlotte versus Becky. It makes it 4 in terms of matches on NXT. And
really, who did you see that by?
I don't know. It was just a match graphic. I saw. It's like I don't know if it was an official WWE one. I don't know.
It doesn't sound like something.
No, it doesn't. But according to like these,
according to the internet,
according to the internet, WWE matches they are now 4 and 4.
Okay. Slight note before we jump into the main event. Sin Cara's backstage, and he was telling us how he's known Almas since Almas was a teenager.
So is this Sin Cara the original Sin Cara? Or
no, this is Hunico.
So Hunico has known Almas. Or are we talking that the Sin Cara character?
The Sin Cara.
I'm just overcomplicating things.
You are. Thank you for that. Yeah. The Sin Cara character, the original Sin Cara, or as Botch Cara, as he's been referred to these days, has known. In kayfabe, they might have just met 5 minutes ago. I don't bloody know.
They're Spanish. They know everyone.
They know each other. Yeah, it's a little of that.
They're all cousins and brothers.
It's that. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Even Almas and Cara probably, even the original Sin Cara, even probably knew each other. So maybe they probably knew each other. Of course they did. But so yeah, they put over this that Sin Cara and Cientra Almas know each other, and they go back lots and lots of time, and then Sin Cara's watched Almas grow up into a man, and he's all this, that, and now he's a bit of ashamed of him because he's not a very nice man, and he beats crap out of him. So yeah, there you go. Selena Vega got the old bait and switch almost, like, look over here, I'm behind you. They will face each other next week in a match that Almas will win, so let's just not bother watching that because it's getting him on telly. He's not really wrestled. It's a bit like Sanity.
Yeah,
they wrestle at a house show. We haven't seen them on SmackDown. Why?
There's been no need for them at the moment because I think because SmackDown's so full and because they've already established a tag team division, maybe you will see them after Money in the Bank.
Yeah, where do you place Sanity? Yeah. It's kind of difficult, really. Where do you place them?
Okay, so we're talking about New
Quick
Day
answer.
potentially winning Money in the Bank.
It's a new 6-man.
But Sanity facing New Day would be the most logical thing, right?
to start them off.
Yeah.
And then as New Day probably slowly disintegrate into... Because I think they start as friends and they end up breaking into chaos because they get greedy. They know what they want. They achieved what they needed in tag division. Then Sanity replaced that strong group that you need on SmackDown.
Very interested to see how people take to Killian Dane on the main, like as a main, because we all know what he can do in NXT. We've seen that. We've big fans of him. Obviously, you've actually reffed him and
shared a room with him once.
Shared a room with him once.
On his last night.
Is he the big spoon by any chance?
No, but he got the bed and I got the fold out.
Right, okay.
But that's fair enough.
Yeah. But it'd be because this is a mainstream audience. I think a lot of people will be like, oh, this Killian Dane bloke. Wow, he's.
I mean, at one point in his last little feud in NXT, he was positioned against Aleister Black with the number one contendership on the line. So it'll be interesting to see how Vince McMahon takes to him because again, different person, different booking. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but we could see Killian Dane in the title picture.
Let's put it out there. Mm-hmm. At one point in the future, we will get Braun Strowman versus Killian Dane. In a beard on a pole match.
Royal Rumble face off.
Yeah, this will be.
That'd be sweet. Yeah. I like that.
Braun's obviously the taller guy, but in terms of stats.
Oh, he could. Yeah. They're both so. I mean, the one thing I remember when I first ref Big Damo, as his name was, I couldn't believe the speed of the man.
Surprised he's not in the UK Championship tournament. But anyway. If he was on NXT, maybe we would.
Well, Jack Gallagher is, and
maybe.
no, why not? Why not? You know, he's not like we say. He's not done anything on the main roster, so why not? He's Irish. Everybody knows he's Irish. He has an Irish thing on his.
He supports Man United.
He does support Man United. He does. He loves United.
I do see tweets from him every time after United lose. I'm like,
yeah, he does.
Send you into the dressing room.
Well, I tell you what. And if anybody ever pokes fun at Man United, any of our mates or anything, you can just be like, give me a minute.
Yeah.
You know, Craig, can you ask? Yes, well, I'll try. He's a bit busy these days. Next flight over. We move on. Main event time. The New Day versus Miz, Joe, and Rusev. Oh, a little bit semi coming back again. Kieran after Anderson and Harper.
You can get it back out quick, can't you?
Well, mate, you know we've had 20 minutes since then, so an appeal. You know.
I wonder where that went last night.
Oh, very good. You needed it, did you?
I've been tired.
Yeah, sleepy man. The New Day made Miz look like a bell end earlier. They made it look like they asked Miz for legitimate help as trying to decide who will be in the Money in the Bank match at Money in the Bank. And they asked Miz, look, put your hand in this hat. It's just got some names in. Just, tell us who's going to be in. And it was foam, and they made Miz look like a knob. So Miz was...
It was pancake mix.
Well, probably.
It was pancake mix.
Was it?
Yeah.
Ugh, even worse.
And the name of the butler was Mr...
Yeah, there was a butler. That's a FIFA kit, by the way, isn't it? That shirt he was wearing.
Yeah. It is a FIFA kit, but you do get T-shirts of him in the tux, but can't remember what his name was. Mr. Something Worth. It would have been something
Pancake Worth. Pancake Mix.
Yeah. I can't remember, but yeah.
This match was bloody brilliant.
Yeah,
it was so good. I've probably wrote the most notes for this match that I've done for any match since we started doing Dirt Sheet Mania.
You mean it's better than Alicia Fox versus Mania?
I think that was the best match I've ever seen in the WWE. So yeah, great match, top notch.
Because Cameron spoke like a deep southern.
Because she does.
My name's Cletus,
and
I love this match.
My child and a bro. We gotta go off topic. I'm trying to keep us on the road. We can do this. Well, it's not.
We're on the road to Money in the Bank.
What a match! What a match!
Interesting thought, right? Last night.
This is the last match. By the way,
I started watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Such a good show.
And obviously, it's the Banks family. I was like, I wonder if Sasha's part of this family. I had a little thought about it.
She's Ashley.
Sasha,
Ashley,
yeah.
Asha, yeah. That's what she grew up to be.
Yeah.
She was here, and now she's all grown up.
Yeah.
Please do that graphic. Ashley Banks is now Sasha Banks.
Yeah, the Fresh Princess of Bel-Air.
Right, Kieran.
Oh, but isn't that Bianca Belair? That's no.
Oh.
Right. So
tag team.
Right. So
wouldn't they be a great women's tag team?
Would be, yeah.
Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair.
I think Bianca Belair is like the next big women's
legit
superstar.
She looks amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
SmackDown Live.
this is a great 6-man tag to finish off Monday night, to finish off SmackDown.
The greatest 6-man tag.
Stop it. There's a few points in this match which I couldn't even believe what I was watching. So in regards to the New Day and who's going to be facing, because the other team, they're all in Money in the Bank. Okay, so we kind of poke fun at Raw for kind of doing this because you're in the match, you're all facing each other, but SmackDown are doing exactly the same.
Yeah,
but the difference is incredible.
Yeah,
like legitimately incredible, because New Day haven't declared who's in. You didn't have, because this would have been a normal 4-way with the person of New Day saying in, but because SmackDown have decided to change the way they're going to portray things, you have this illusion where you're not entirely sure who's in.
So, quick point. And obviously, you can change your mind up until the point we do our prediction show. Mm-hmm. Who's going in this Money in the Bank?
Biggie.
You still think it's Biggie?
Yeah.
I think it's all three.
They can't though.
No.
Okay, well.
Technically, if one of them enters, there's nothing stopping the other two from getting up to that top of that.
Well, it's a no DQ match, so but you have to pick one official entry.
I don't think you have to pick.
Okay, we're going to talk about this on our prediction show because we're going to get into this. Yep. Okay, fine. You asked me and I told you and you told me.
We'll change our mind. We'll probably will change.
No, I'm pretty set on Biggie. Regardless, there's 2 points in this match which I thought told great stories. One was when Joe had Woods on the outside with a Coquina clutch, and Biggie had Miz up for the midnight hour, and Kofi got up to like the second top rope to hit the move, and he looked on the outside and saw Woods in a Coquina clutch. And in my opinion, I thought, he's got a big decision to make very quickly. He either goes and helps Woods or wins the match. Now, if he wins the match, that's a story on its own, because that shows not cracks, but it shows
tease of a breakup.
Yeah, and it shows the mentality of a Woods and even a Big E, because
they're still very much a team.
They have each other's back,
like a team. Even going into Money in the Bank, they are still a team.
They're still a team. They're a unit. They're solid. I'm trying to remember who didn't wrestle in that match that qualified them when they wrestled the Usos. No, they faced Cesaro and Sheamus. Where were they?
Yeah.
No, Cesaro and Sheamus. They wrestled them, and I don't think Kofi wrestled.
Yes, I think it may have been.
So, because I wanted Kofi originally to be in, but I'll say Big E's my pick now. So, yeah, they've been solid ever since that point. They've not really I think they'd one slight promo where they were like, but they kind of stayed very cool. There was a point in this match. Tell everyone about Kofi Kingston's spot in this match.
So Kofi is on the top of the top side of the ring from the card camera.
So the other side of the ring, basically.
Yeah, the other side of the ring. That's the word I'm looking for.
Other side.
And he's looking like he's going to jump up and springboard into the ring.
Because Big E's in there.
This is while they're going to do the midnight hour, I believe, right?
No.
At this point, no.
No, because Kofi's not on he's not on the turnbuckle. He's on the middle.
Yeah.
So Big E's maybe he's going to jump in and do the midnight hour. Yeah.
Maybe.
But he didn't do it.
But anyway, he didn't do that.
No.
He ended up getting on top rope and then doing. I think does he call it the honor roll? The honor fall? No,
the honor roll is Woods.
That's Woods. Yeah, no, but he literally does like the.
It's like a trust fall.
The trust fall. That's it.
The trust fall. Okay.
Does a trust fall, and there you are thinking that he's going to like jump into the ring.
Yeah.
But he's fallen back.
And
jumps fallen onto Samoa Joe, and it honestly
was it Joe and Miz?
Yeah,
and Big E and there's like four of them behind him.
It looks so good because I think they literally just switched the camera.
That's in production.
Yeah, that's
production.
And it looked like I was like, where the hell did he go? And then you just see him suddenly out on the ring.
Well, that's two things. One, production, and two, oh my god, you have to have the balls. Okay, he had a quick look. Clearly, when he's getting up, he's a quick look. Right, they're all there. That is what I mean about trust. Trustful isn't even the half of it.
Yeah.
He has had to trust his fellow professionals to catch him.
Yeah.
Because if they don't catch him, and he whops his head on the back, he's
going to break his tailbone.
He's going to break more than that. But such a great match. I think Big E, but you think all of them will be in Money in the Bank. Smackdown this week for me, like I said over double. When I said originally, I said like a double 6 or 7. You said an 8 out of 10. But I said Raw had a 3. You didn't even want to grade it. It was that bad. So, guys, we really appreciate you listening to this week's Dirt Sheet, man. Episode 18. If you're wondering why we didn't spend too much time talking about the intergender match on SmackDown, that's because me and Kieran did an improv Royal Rumble where we discussed intergender tag team wrestling and the future of intergender wrestling in WWE, which we think is obviously going to happen. They've teased it so much. So thank you very much for listening this week, guys. I have been your Chief of Wrestling, Craig Anderson. Kieran, thank you very much for joining me this week, mate.
Thank you very much, Craig. And next week we'll be doing our Money in the Bank prediction show.
We will.
There's a lot going on next week, right? It's NXT Takeover.
The World Cup.
The World
Cup is starting.
We've got the UK Championship tournament the week after.
And we're going to that.
And we're going to day 2.
We are.
The first round matches are taking place to download
this weekend. Yes.
So there's a lot going on in the world of wrestling. Looking forward to it. Finally get to Money in the Bank. I finally get 2 weeks off work. But yeah, anyway.
I finally start the 6 busiest weeks of my entire life.
Yeah.
So
you get off your ass and do your job for once.
Thanks,
anyway,
mate.
I've been the Director of Creativity, Kieran Smith.
Thanks, mate. This has been DSM 18. Thank you very much. Listen to our Rambles coming out this weekend as well. We will see you next week. Bye-bye. Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.